Yo soy el profe Juan y bienvenidos a your first class de Spanglish. That's right, today you're getting a crash course in the mezcla maravillosa de English and Spanish that's spoken by the millions and millions of Latinos living in the United States, and that you might also know from popular reggaeton songs. In short, if you don't know any Spanglish, you're running behind, brother. Time to fix that. In this video, I'll teach you 10 funny Spanglish phrases and words you'll inevitably hear in Spanish-speaking communities in the US that you can use yourself to impress your Latino friends. So, ¿estás ready? Then, acompáñame. 1. Frases en Spanglish. Tómalo con take it easy. Used when suggesting calming down or what you probably figured already, to take it easy. In Spanish, the sentence will be tómalo con calma. For example, bro, with this course voy a aprender español in 2 weeks. En 2 semanas. Oye, tómalo con take it easy. The next one is vamos a janguear. Janguear comes from the English word hanging. And you can use this one when inviting your friends to go out in Spanish, like hanging out. Vamos a salir.
Estoy aburridísimo, bro. Ya llegó el weekend, no tengo nada que hacer.
Bueno, pero let's fix that. Vamos a janguear. I'll pick you up a las 8. The next one is estás ready. Pretty obvious combination. The Spanish expression will be estás listo. Mira, I'm almost leaving. ¿Estás ready? Sure, bro. Me estoy terminando de vestir. The next one, cambiar el look. The English word look, as in appearance, has become very popular in different languages, so it almost has its own meaning in Spanish. So when you say te cambiaste el look to your Latino friend who used to be blonde and now is a brunette, the Spanish equivalent will be cambiaste de apariencia. Sup, bro? Sup, bro? ¿Nos va? Epa. Te cambiaste de look. Next one, mandar un inbox. Another mixture thanks to the internet. The Spanish sentence will be mandar un mensaje al buzón de entrada, but I guess inbox is much shorter. Voy llamando a Mariana a ver si she wanted to come, pero no me respondió. Bueno, le voy a mandar un inbox, a ver si se anima. By the way, if you don't only want to work on your Spanglish, but also 100% Spanish, why don't you grab our Essential Spanish Chunking Kit? It contains a cheat sheet with the most important Spanish chunks we teach in our videos and that you will need in all Spanish conversations. Chequea el link and whoops, another Spanglish phrase right there. The Spanish phrase will be revisa el vínculo, but let that one slide, okay? Common Spanglish words. So, Spanglish is not only about mixing words in both Spanish and English, it's also Spanishizing words in English and vice versa. So, since this is a process bound to culture and how people talk on the streets, no hay reglas. The results are both very interesting and often hilarious. Just wait until you get number 3. You're gonna break de la risa too, bro. Número 1. Aseguranza. This mutant word comes from the English word insurance and the Spanish one, seguro. I've heard a lot of Latino friends from the United States use this one often when talking about el seguro de su auto. Ejemplo, tengo que pagar la aseguranza de mi casa. Number 2, el lonche. There's something about this word sounds that just makes it so funny, but there's nothing funny about nutrition kits. It means almuerzo and it comes from the English word lunch. Example, traje un sándwich de queso para el lonche. And the third word is brother. And yes, Spanglish is a thing in Latin America too. So much that we use the word brother to refer to friends, but we give it a little Spanish touch. Brother, brother, not brother, brother. So it sounds like brother. Remember I told you you were going to laugh? Well, check this out. I've even heard brothercito as a way to refer to really close friends, and brothercita to refer to female friends. I mean, can you believe that? Feeling confused with how we Spanish-speaking natives speak? Then don't waste time and subscribe to the Spring Spanish channel. We publish a daily lesson from Monday to Friday for free with great chunks and information about the Spanish-speaking world. The best thing? It's free. All you have to do is darle a la campanita so you don't miss any. Cuarta palabra, googlear. As the internet became a worldwide necessity, a lot of words in English became part of the Spanish language as well. And instead of saying buscar en Google, we started saying googlear since it was easier, as in tengo que googlearlo. Fun tip, Argentinians and Uruguayans went even further, and you can hear stuff like WhatsApp ya or Facebook ya. The next one is aplicar. This one is hard to explain, since aplicar is actually a word in Spanish which means to apply something as a paint or to adhere a substance to another. Aplicar una crema, aplicar un tratamiento, well. The thing is, apply is also a verb used in English to enroll or apply to jobs. So we in Spanish started saying stuff like voy a aplicar a un trabajo o voy a aplicar a la visa. The Spanish word you're looking for is postularse, but that might change in the near future due to how frequently apply is used. So yeah, Spanglish can be a lot of fun around friends and family, and it can be interesting to discover what other combinations of Spanish and English words are out there. Just remember that using Spanglish is different from making mistakes as a Spanish learner. So, I'm going to leave a video I've made about the 9 most common mistakes Spanish learners make, so you can identify them and correct them yourself. Just click the following image and I will see you there. Tómalo con take it easy y adiós.